Hi there, Sue here from Sue's Dog Broadmouth Garden today, and I'm in my polytunnel. It's Sunday the 21st of, well, I think it's the 21st, yeah, of February today, 2021, and I'm just sitting drinking a cup of coffee, just had an orange, and I just wanted to show you what I've been doing in the polytunnel. Yesterday, no, not yesterday, the day before. What did I do yesterday? Oh yeah, I done some more seeds yesterday, so I've done some more seeds, and I've put down cardboard all in the polytunnel to suppress the weeds, watching this No Dig Gardener, and this is what I'm going to be doing when I want to create a new bed outside. I'm just going to use cardboard and do it in sort of like a raised bed system to start with, and then after the raised bed has taken a bit, after one season, I will take the wood away from round the edges, but and I'm going to create lots of outside beds on the actual garden so we can utilize our garden. But we will have to get a lot of like cloches so that we can grow things under cover outside, because we have a lot of there's a lot of pheasants around here, there's a lot of birds around here, and they will eat everything. So what I'm going to have to do is create a bed, cloche it, like make a cloche over it, and you can do that with just hose pipe that you use for putting taps outside, and you can just use this blue hose pipe, which is what we've got for our water system outside, and you just use that. So you can buy that from any wholesale builders merchants, and you can buy it in great big long reels and they will deliver it for you, and then you just cut off what you need and you put like a stick through it to keep it upright. So I'll show you when I get round to doing that. First of all, we have to create the outside beds opposite of where I'm sitting in the polytunnel, and then we're going to be doing it in the main garden, but obviously we've got to start in here first. So I'll show you what I've been up to and the seeds I've sowed. I've sowed more seeds. I'll show you the progress of what's happening with my strawberries and everything. Okay, so I'll turn the camera around and I'll see you again at the end. Okay, so here we go again. So I've just turned the camera around, and as you can see, I did have a bit of pea shingle left with loads of old sticks in it. It was a couple of buckets that we had outside. Don't even know why we bought that. Oh, I know, we were going to use it near the garage, but we didn't, and it's all been scraped up. So this is what we're going to have in here, this pea shingle. It won't have all this black stuff in it, that's all bits of twig and stuff. Over time I will just pick it all out, but this is what we're going to have in the polytunnel, and I've put cardboard down on every single bit of the ground, well, and I've just put these plants on the top because they're staying in at the moment, and all down the paths here I've done it, and down there. So what we're going to do is just put the pea shingle on top of this, and it will suppress the weeds, and the cardboard will rot down, but by then hopefully the weeds will stop growing, and then if you do get the odd weed you just pull it out, but it makes it a lot less maintenance. This bed is going to be one of these beds here, but at the moment I've got my potatoes in here still growing, so the heat is here at the moment, which is on at the moment, and I'm just flattening out this bit here. There's some seedlings I pulled out of the raised beds. Hello! I've got my little Tweedle pies in here with me. She's having a bit of a moan. It's raining, as you can hear. So I've just been flattening this out because this used to get full of water and create a puddle here. But I need to go and get another couple of barrels of earth from outside and just level this off a bit before I finish putting the cardboard on here. And then my rhubarb is not growing. I might have to give it a water, I think. And then there's lots of little seedlings coming up. I have to keep pulling them out because they're not what I want in there yet. And in here you can see some life. So we've got the mustard is starting to come. Let me just turn the camera around. In here, and some fenugreek that I'm growing there. The onions are coming on nicely here. I've got this house leek, which I actually got from a flower display that was sent to me for my, what was it for? For Christmas. And I've just put it in here because hopefully I've had it in some water indoors, but it's a succulent and it should grow in here. So I'll put it in here to see if the roots will grow, and hopefully it will. And then they have loads and loads of babies, and I love house leeks. They're really, really pretty. These osteospermum are growing. I planted these the other day. Some of them actually got a bit frostbitten, but never mind, I've got more indoors. Yeah, so as you can see, so the Brussels sprouts aren't growing yet, the climbing French beans, but the cabbages are starting to come. So the cabbages are greyhounds. This one's starting to come. And then the leaf beet, I think they're just starting. The rocket is started. So, and the Tuscany salad has started. These carrots aren't doing nothing yet. But in here, the Livingstone daisies are starting. You can see that, the Livingstone daisies. Oh, and then just at the back here, you can just see the turnips. There's a couple coming. And the turnips here, so they're the turnips. And under here, yesterday, I planted some seeds straight into the soil. And I've put in here, I've got to keep everything covered, so they take some different turnips, snowball, and some peas at the back. So I'm going to have a line of peas at the back, and then I'll sow another row of peas somewhere else in another month or so. So we got like never-ending supply. So in there is going to be the peas, and they'll be tied up to these bars here. So I'm just going to tie them up with string and have string coming down and tie them to the pea. And then in here are my beans, which are growing really well. I try and keep them covered up. I had to put some erignaceous earth around them. And if you don't know about erignaceous earth, it is made up of small like tiny little organisms of sea creatures, basically. And they actually are really, really good for your chickens. So I clean my chicken house with erignaceous earth because it is pet friendly. You can use it for a flea, like getting rid of ticks and fleas off your dog. I covered my dog in it the other day. It was like a great big puffball, and I had to wash him after as well though, because it was like a bit messy because he's got really long fur at the moment. But it's a really natural way of getting rid of mites in your chicken house, on your birds. When they get mites, I cover them in erignaceous earth. But it's also good for humans. You can make, the one I buy is food grade, and you can actually make face packs with it and stuff like that. It's really, really good for you. Go and look it up. It's called erignaceous earth, and it's really good for you. Sorry, I had to move that so I can get past. So in here is the parsnips. They're not growing yet. The cauliflowers, no. The leeks, I think I can see a little bit of life. And also the erignaceous earth is good for keeping slugs off your garden. You just put it round the plants. It's really tiny shells which you can't see. They're sort of microscopic, and it slugs and things don't like them. And I did notice a couple of holes on the leaves in the beans. So here are some green sprouting broccoli. They're actually starting to grow there. Under here I have my onion sets. Some other guy, what he does to start his onions, so I'm just trying this as an experiment this year, and next time I grow them I'll just grow them differently. But to get them going is to like put them in little seed shells like this. Seed cells, not shells. That's because I was talking about erignaceous earth, and that is tiny shells. and then let them shoot, and then let the roots grow, and then transplant them to your place where you're growing them. But these are all going to be grown in the polytunnel. None of these this year I'm putting outside, not yet, because I haven't got my outside beds. But later on, for the next planting of plants, I might put them straight in a bed outside. But I've got to wait until I've got the cloches, so I can cover them up with netting so that the birds can't eat everything. Because as soon as I put something outside, I just know what's going to happen. So here is my strawberries, and in here I also planted some spring onions in one drill, thickly, and then here I have planted chives. So these are the chives that I had up on the table, and then behind those I thought I would grow spring onions, so that's what I've done. So there's one line of spring onions in there with those, with the strawberries. What else have I done? Oh yeah, yesterday what I did also is I got these really deep, another experiment, deep cell trays here, and you get this special box. And so what I've done is, I haven't used them all, there's 3 lots here that I haven't used yet, but in these ones I've put Pomodoro red cherry tomatoes in these 2. In these 2, I've put Market More 76 cucumber in these 2 rows. And these 2 rows I have all green bush courgettes. So they're in there. So you leave them in these and they get really, really deep roots. And it's supposed to be a better way of doing your plants. So that's like an experiment. So, but they were quite expensive, them things. And they're really flimsy, and I don't think I'll be buying them again. I think you're better off with just a seed tray or put them into pots. So I don't know about this, but I bought them this year, so we'll see how they go. And obviously they'd be quite good for, well, like the cucumbers and the courgettes. I thought they'd be good for that, and we'll see. It's just an experiment. Everything I do is trial and error at the moment, because obviously I've never had a polytunnel before. I've never grown loads of veg before. This is the first time for me to do this, so you're on my journey with me. There's my Tweedle Pie. She lives indoors, by the way, so don't fear. She lives by herself in my house, and then she lives out here in the polytunnel. She's not allowed outside. So there we are. And still in this bucket I have all my, oh, they're starting to grow, look. Oh look, can you see that? I've got to get these in the ground. So that's like a rose, dog roses. Oh, they're starting to shoot, look. I've got to get all these in the ground. These are all my hedging. They're all starting to grow. Everything's waking up because it's getting light. These are all staying in these buckets which I've put them in. Oh no, that's a lie. They're all staying in the buckets, but these ones are all going out in the garden. When it stops raining eventually, those 4 trees are going in the garden. They're, what do you call it? Oh, for God's sake. Crab apple trees. I think I might have to water my potatoes. There's no sign of life. And these little things I've left here because they're little bulbs, and I think they're either, I can't remember what they are, but they might be garlic, but I'm not sure if they are or not. But I know that I did have some wild garlic in the garden, and I really wanted to keep it. I'm not sure if that's them. I can test it by the leaves. Anyway, that's enough waffling. Sorry, I keep moving the camera around. So it's getting on well now. Things are starting to wake up. Things are starting to grow. I'm getting really impressed. I've got to get this in the garden, but I'm just going to leave it for a little while longer because I've got loads of pheasants in my garden and they're eating all my plants. So if I put this in the garden, they might start eating it. So I'm not doing that yet. So I'm trying to keep everything in the polytunnel. So all these things at the moment are going to be grown in the polytunnel. And the next lot of seeds, I hope, I will be able to put out in the cloches, in the garden, in the raised beds that we're creating over the other side. It's raining. I just want to see if I can show you. Hold on, I have to walk around the other side because I've got to move everything otherwise so I can get round. These are sort of one-way system. If you put that in the doorway, you can't get out. Right, I'm just going to show you. Oops, see, I trip over the watering can. Let's try and get out. This door jams a little bit. So, as you can see out here, I still haven't put anything in this bed. So I've still got these King Alfred. I think they're King Alfred. What are they called? Daffodils. They're not being eaten, funny enough, but the ones I've got in other parts of the garden seem to be eaten. And then, oh yeah, look, see, something keeps coming and pulling out my little bulbs. So these are daffodils, all these. Oh, what I do is just push them back in. And if they keep doing it, I'm just taking them into the polytunnel and growing them in there for this year. And then put them out in the garden next year. So, hold on, I'll just push this one back in. This one here, look. What I'm going to do is, if they keep doing it, I just lift them up and take them in the polytunnel and just stick them in there for now. But over here, let me show you. I've been clearing this bit because I need this earth. This is what I've been putting in the polytunnel so that I can put the cardboard down. So, and all of this stuff is going on my compost bin, which is over here. And we need to clear all this because this is where all the beds are going. We're putting, and look, so here is my compost bin. So I've started on this one, and then I've got 3. So, and this is the second ones, which I'm just starting, and the third one. So you usually have 3. So you have one that you get going, and then you need a second one, which I'm going to put softer stuff in, hopefully. All the harder stuff I'm putting in here. But you need a mixture of soft and hard. And then you just leave them to rot down for a few months. And then hopefully we'll get some really nice compost. And it gets rid of all this stuff. But all the, like, the really twiggy stuff and trees and stuff, like over there, all them tree bits. Apart from the leaves on the top, but the tree bits I will still be burning on a bonfire, which I'm still doing. I haven't done it yet because it keeps raining. Every time I want to have a bonfire, it keeps raining. And I still haven't moved all the, there you go, see over there? I still need to pull all that waste round to the bonfire. We've still all got this crap here because I don't know what to do with it. How to get rid of it. All these fridges, all this stuff that was left by the previous owner and just left in the garage. So we've now got all these chemicals that we need to get rid of, and I don't know where I'm supposed to get rid of them to. So they're just sitting here. That's a bag of lime, by the way. But all of this bit, no, nothing. I like to show you this because this is what it looks like right now. On this bit here, I think I might have a couple of raised beds also. We can put raised beds all on this concrete so we're not wasting this. But also